Okay, in this tutorial we're gonna learn how to provide food for our own custom methods. So we are talking about method parameters, or some other people call it arguments. Anyway, let's create one method that will print strings that we pass to that method. So public access modifier, static because we are in the same class main, and void will be direct printing on a screen. What will be name? Well, print something, let's say, and parentheses. And in here we must be really precise about data type we are providing, because Java is one of those languages that is really allergic if you're not precise. So it's not like Python where you can mix things. So data type is a string, and now we need to have generic name for any kind of strings we are providing. So I'm gonna use X. You can use whatever you like, but I like X as a abstract stuff for value we are going to provide as a food for this method. After that we need to state what is operation. System.out.println. I always forget n. And we'll just print that X in a moment of time when we call this method, whatever that thing is. So is that enough? Well, no. Let me test that. No results because we are not using this method. So let's use it. Let's say print something, and now in parentheses for testing purposes I'm not going to provide anything. So here you have this error. So the method print something in the type main is not applicable for the argument empty. Basically it is forcing you to type something which is string. So if you say run, we're gonna land ourselves into some kind of problem. So yeah, what we need to do to correct the situation is to use string, and strings goes with double quotes. So I'm gonna put here this, and the thing will work. Now there you go. So this string, whatever that is a food for this operation. For simplicity reasons we are just printing stuff on a screen. How many times you can call it, it's totally up to you. Either with same parameters, you're gonna get 3 results here, or you can change parameters. So for example, that's one parameter. It's really not important because I have spaces here and I don't have spaces down there. String is just a string, including spaces. And down there I can use like XXX. Okay, and there you go. Relatively easy stuff to understand. Okay, what about integers? Well, we are going to, for testing purposes, try to call this method but with strings 555, and result will be problem because this type of arguments int is not pretty much useful, so you must use strings. What about characters like z? Will that thing work? Again, problem because we are using totally wrong data type for argument, so that will not work. Be very precise about what you are providing to your own methods. Okay, so what about integers? Well, we need to create dedicated method, static void, and name will be simple calculator. And here we're gonna work with multiple parameters because we wanna create, well, simple calculator to do addition. So what is the data type? Integer and abstract x, and integer for abstract y. So we need to provide two parameters to this method. So how? Well, first of all, what is the result? How we are going to get it? It is integer as a data type, and let's call it a result or something better. How we are going to get it? Well, when we say x plus y, and that's pretty much it. You don't need to state int here and int y because it's already created right here. It's already done. So now we can use it. System.out.println. On the left side we're gonna have custom report because we can, addition, and a little bit of space, concatenation with actual result. So let's use it down there. I'm gonna put this in a comment section because I don't want to confuse you. And let's call this simple calculator right here. Simple. So what we need to provide, two integers separated by comma, and you're gonna have this approach in all programming languages to separate parameters with comma. What will be x? Well, it can be 5, and epsilon will be, let's say, 6. So result must be 11. Let me test that. There you go. Let's call it multiple times down there with different parameters because we can. Let's say 2 and 4 and 4 and 6, let's say. So this will yield 11, this 6, and this 10. One after another, because print line will flush things one level down vertically. There you go. So relatively simple stuff. What's gonna happen if, for example, you use only one parameter here? Well, that will result in error because you're stating clearly here that your method deserves two parameters, but here for some reason you're providing only one, which is actually very bad. So problem is the method simplecalc deserves int in the type main and is not applicable for the argument int. Basically, you are lacking one argument. The moment when you provide it, you're gonna get the result. And if you provide more than method needs, again, you're gonna get into problem. See? Problem. So you need to be very, very cautious. Okay, what about characters? Well, actually we can just grab this, steal this down there, and we're going to use char as a data type, and operation is the same, just printing on a screen. So let's call it, what was the name? Oh, I need to change name, like print char. Print char, that will be name, print char, and now when I use string, for example, like blah blah blah, I'm gonna get me sorry, in a problem because this is not char, this is string, which is obviously wrong, and result pretty much bad stuff. But the moment when you use single quotes and when you use individual unique character, then everything will be fine. Z. And also you can do many operations here, like you can provide a little bit of space and you can connect that with a same character. Yes, you can do this. There you go. Or you can grab two characters, char epsilon, and you can switch this x to epsilon, and then you need to provide two of these, like z and b. And now the thing will work. There you go. Very simple stuff. Well, I think it's simple. Okay guys, that's pretty much it in this tutorial. If you're kind of confused, then practice with only one data type and only one variable. You're passing this down to some real operations, because this is just too much stuff on a screen. And can you imagine how big programs look alike in Java? Absolute mess. I'm gonna stick with Python. But yeah, we need to close this playlist down. But only after I'm done with object-oriented approach. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you in a couple of minutes with the next tutorial. Thank you, see you there, ciao.